Guys, the number one hater that I have right here on YouTube striked again. Yes. By the way, I was just bulk shooting content, and so I would have not made this video if I received this comment at any other time, but I'm traveling a lot lately, and so whenever I get back to Belgium in between my travels, I am actually taking this advantage to shooting content in bulk. This is why you see me a lot with the same clothes. I just changed my 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 um my hoodie. It's not a hoodie, but whatever, because I wanted to clean my white t-shirt to bring it with me during my travels. But yeah, so I received another comments from Jumbo Search, whatever, I forgot what his name is, and I wanted to take this not this time not to bash him too much, but to really show you, if you want to be successful in anything, what you should actually not do and the way that you should actually not act, because it is going to cost you a lot of potential progress and you're going to miss on a lot of opportunities. You should not be a cynic, and you should stay away from cynics because they never do anything positive in life. And so I'm going to share with you exactly what he says. I'm going to answer a little bit, and I'm going to show you what you should actually not do, because it will make people actually not want to help you. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I helped hundreds of people with free life call. I used to do like basically coaching for free. I spent hours of my time actually helping people for 100% free on YouTube, on the Discord server. I even did a lot of one-on-one coaching for free and group coachings for free. No, I charge for those, but I did tens of such calls for free. We have even replays on YouTube if you look at the live calls, where I had people coming and asking me questions all the time, and actually sharing sourcing strategies with people, sharing free leads with people. And so, you know, this is why I will not take any disrespect, because just to talk a little bit about the situation, and to actually make a small summary for those of you guys that haven't actually followed this whole back and forth. I made 2 videos on him in the past. But basically what he said is I was crazy to actually teach people online arbitrage, because online arbitrage was not sustainable, because online arbitrage is not a business model that actually works, while I actually have a lot of people that I actually help that are making crazy money right now with online arbitrage that I'm super proud of, you know. So first, I think it's quite kind of arrogant to actually say stuff like that, because you've never helped anyone with private labeling that you are actually, and I'm not even sure that you are currently making money with private labeling yourself, by the way. But I think it's quite arrogant to say that. And we are going to look at his last comment, and I'm going to tell you why you should actually not be like this. So the first thing that he did was this, that he said was, show us your year to date and break your profits for the past 12 months. Guys, I have a whole playlist, and this is what I actually answered. I have a whole playlist going over this, where every single month I share my wins, I share my loss, and I share my numbers, okay, and break down my profit. I do this every single month. So yeah, you can just find the playlist on my channel, by the way. It's called Road to $100,000 a month, okay? Being super transparent. The next thing is, he actually replied on comments for, in addition to this, before this, he actually replied to other people's comments, where he was saying that basically, let me just reopen this, where he actually said that I deleted this comment. I never deleted this comment, because, by the way, I made whole ass videos on this comment and actually answering his comments. But where I actually took, that he said that I actually was scared and that I actually deleted this comment. I did not do it, because, of course, I even invited him to come on the channel and talk about private labeling and why it was superior to online arbitrage. Never answered that, but whatever. He actually answered, he actually left other comments on a comment that Oscar Martinez, by the way, shout out to Oscar Martinez, he got great content on YouTube, you can follow him, you can follow him on Twitter as well. He got great content, he's a seven-figure seller, he knows a lot about this business. And he replied saying, so if someone makes $120,000 in revenue but makes $10,000 in profit a year, would you consider that as being good? And you guys know, if you actually follow my content, this is stuff that I talked about in large. We do not care about, and I'm going to answer this, by the way. You could basically see all my other videos and see my stand on that subject. And the reason why I did not even want to answer that comment is because, you know, whenever you have people like these, cynics like this, you do not even want to help them. okay? Because like this is not the attitude that you should have if you actually want to learn about some things, if you actually want to be successful in life, but whatever. I talked about profit margins in long and in large with in multiple videos actually. And you can actually find those videos. You just type Chris Mangunza profit margins, you're gonna find them. Profit margins is irrelevant. Okay, 10% profit margins. If you make $120,000 a month, okay, if it's a year, you can potentially have way higher profit margins, but profit margins is still irrelevant anyway. But if you make $120,000 a month with online arbitrage, yes, 10% profit margins is great because you run at scale. And at that point, you have people working for you, and 10% profit margins is actually great. Okay, it's money that ends up in your pocket without having to do anything because you actually start delegating stuff. And so you actually stop having to trade your time for money because sourcing will be delegated. A lot of other stuff will be delegated. At that scale, 10% of margins is great. Now, if it's $120,000 profit with 10% profit margins in a year, is not that great. And so for that, like if you are at that level, you can potentially have profit margins closer to 20%. Especially at that level, you should still prep yourself and all that stuff. So yeah, that's my answer. But to go back to what I wanted to say and stuff that I've actually experienced in my whole life, because if you do not know, I played basketball at a high level and all that stuff, and you learn about a lot about how to actually be successful and how to learn when you are in those circles. And people that had this specific that had similar way of thinking, similar attitude towards people actually teaching and stuff, never turned out to be successful. Now, I remember one time we were working on post move. If you play basketball, you know what it is. If you don't, it does not really matter. And we know the guy that was actually in the same school as me, and that was actually trying out for our team. That was not trying out for our team, but like that was because basketball does not work like sports team doesn't work the same way in the US as it works in Europe. And I grew up in Europe, so that's where I was playing. And so I remember he was not able to actually do some specific moves against me because I was playing defense against him. And he was searching for a lot of excuses instead of actually seeing for what was not working in his business, in his game, and actually improve it. And he was looking at, because he was even taller than me, and I was killing him at the post, and he was using excuses such as, oh, he has longer arms, he has this, he has that, and he was saying to the coach, whatever you are telling me, it's not going to work because just because of those facts. He has longer arms, he have all the stuff. But why this guy was actually taller than me, was just not able because he did not work as hard as I did, and did not have all the moves that I have for basketball, and did not have all the skills that I have, right? So it's pretty much the same thing. You want to try to apply the things that people actually tell you when they actually have some success and they actually have a proven track record to actually help people reach the next level. And if you are a cynic, if you put everything back into question, why you actually have all the proofs in front of you that this thing actually works, if you do not actually try to understand the business model by yourself and really see this thing, because you did not do a lot of research, okay? And it's really an uneducated opinion to say that online arbitrage is not working, because there are tons of people that will actually show you that it's not true. Online arbitrage is working, it's working, and it is still doing well, and you can make a lot of money with online arbitrage. And it is actually a superior business model at smaller scales than private labeling. Private labeling will be superior at higher scales. But if you are only making $120,000 revenue, private labeling is not the best business model, to be honest, because yes, you could make $40,000, possibly $40,000 profit in a year, but like it's going to take you, like, to grow this business to $1 million a year, it's going to take you way longer than if you were to actually do online arbitrage, because in that same time that you actually took to grow your profit, your private labeling, if you take two business, okay, let's just say it this way, you take one private labeling business that is doing $120,000 a year, and one online arbitrage business that is doing $120,000 a year, which one from those two businesses is going to grow to 7 figures a year faster? The online arbitrage business, because you can flip the money way faster. And even if at $120,000, if you look at the whole year, the profit is bigger for for the private labeling business. You can grow your online arbitrage business way faster to that point, $120,000 a month, because you would require less capital because you can flip your money way faster. And so instead of flipping your money 3 times a year with private labeling, you can flip your money 6 times a year with online arbitrage. And so because of that, even if you have lower return on investment, lower profit margins, your business is going to grow way faster and your profits are going to grow way faster. And so you can potentially transition to private labeling later when you have more money, and so and you know, you can allocate a part of that money to private labeling and still do you know, the part that you cannot actually spend with online arbitrage, because at one point it's going to be harder to actually spend. It's going to be hard to spend $500,000 every single month with online arbitrage. So you know, at that point, not necessarily at that point, but even before that, you can actually allocate money to other business model, or just other business, not even that do not have anything to do with Amazon FBA. So yeah, do not be a cynic. It's not going to help you, and it's gonna make people not wanting to help you. Okay, if you've been following me for a while, I help everybody. I've helped everybody. I've helped hundreds of people for free on calls, on live calls, with the content, with all that stuff. Whenever people actually request to me to make a piece of content, I'll make it even if it makes no views, okay? Even if it's a piece of content that makes 20 views, because I know that it's something that people actually need and that a lot of people may actually need with their business, okay? And I do not care if it makes less views. I'll make the content, not like other creators that will only make content, will only make dumb content that actually generate a lot of views. I could do this. I'm not doing this. I'm trying to build a catalog of videos covering every single thing that you need to know with online arbitrage, okay? And that is available for free. You can book my coaching, yes, all that stuff. But if you actually spend the time to look through my catalog and see all the videos that I have, you do not even need the coaching, okay? Of course, it's going to be way slower. The coaching is a way to accelerate your growth and to be closer to me if you want to grow and grow past whatever you are right now, without actually looking yourself for every single piece of information that you need, because you may not know which piece of information you actually need yourself. So the best way to actually do this is to either get the coaching or to see every single one of my videos to get all the knowledge that I have about online arbitrage, which is quite extensive, since I have a ton of videos that may not be as extensive as some other people, but I actually have everything laid out in contents with a backlog of videos that, you know, is more extensive than a lot of paid course. So if you want to learn to do this, do not be a cynic, because people will not like you and people will not want to help you. And so yeah, don't be that guy. Try to have a positive attitude towards learning and towards that's all I have to say, to be honest, because I'm tired of talking of this. This is the last video I make on this subject. If you want to keep learning about selling on Amazon, watch this video, blah blah blah. See you tomorrow.